So right now you're probably thinking that other John Brown guy is either surprisingly strong or this speaker is surprisingly light. So today we're taking a close look at Jensen's brand new Tornado Special Edition guitar speaker. So yes, this speaker is surprisingly light, and the reason for that is it has a neodymium magnet in it. Most guitar speakers these days use ferrite magnets, and some other expensive ones use alnico magnets, and both of those magnet types have been around for ages on the market. Neodymium magnets aren't that new, but we guitarists tend to be skeptic when it comes to innovation in the guitar market. So neodymium magnets, despite their advantages of being very light, haven't exactly caught on. I mean, Celestion has a few, and some of the other brands have maybe one or two models in their portfolio, but Jensen have really been moving forward with neodymium magnets. They have a whole range. They have the Tornado series, which has 3 speakers. They have the Tornado Stealth 65, 80, and 100 speakers, and other neodymium speakers too. And this is the newest addition to that range, the Tornado Special Edition. And Ignacio from Jensen tells me he really feels like they've nailed the tone with this one. Which brings me to my next point, that is this video needs to be considered a sponsored video because Jensen sent me this speaker for review. No strings attached though. I can do with this what I want. They told me if it sucks, I can kick it in the garbage, sell it whatever I want, and if I like it, I might want to make a video about it. I see this how you're watching a video on it right now. It doesn't suck. I quite like it, in fact. So if you're new to this channel, this is what I do. I have a Celestion Vintage 30 from the year 2000 in its Marshall 1960 AV cab right here, and the speaker I'm testing goes in this side of the Marshall cab. Both speakers get mic'd up with Shure SM57s. The Marshall gets mic'd up in its sweet spot where the dust cap meets the cone, which is about here in this cab, and the other speaker gets mic'd up in that same relative position first. But if that speaker has a different sweet spot than the Vintage 30, I move the microphone later on in the video. Both speakers get mic'd up with Shure SM57s. I use these gravity cab clamps for that. I have a link in the description down below since you guys keep asking me. It's an affiliate link with Toma, but you can of course buy them anywhere else where they have them. So this speaker has a different sweet spot than the Vintage 30 in my opinion. It's a lot smoother sounding than the V30. Part of that has to do with this larger dust cap here. I can't quite remember the exact conversation with Ignacio because I don't get enough sleep, but if I recall correctly, the dust cap size was chosen specifically for its effect on the high-end roll-off. So there's a really broad sweet spot where you can place an SM57 on this and it will still sound good. That means you will be able to download for free 2 impulse responses of the Tornado Special Edition and 1 impulse response of the Celestion Vintage 30 for your own testing at home if you want. Ignacio also tells me they're totally fine with me making an IR pack for my Patreons. If you're interested in supporting me and want more speaker impulse responses, you can check out the link to my Patreon in the description below. It's a $5 a month and you get access to all IR packs from all the speakers I've demoed so far. I think that's about it. I'm going to put the Tornado SE in this side of my Marshall right now. I'm going to mic it up in the reference position first and then later move it on to the sweet spot. I'm using my EVH amp as usual. I'll be playing some sloppy riffs and switching back and forth between the mics and the videos so you get a good impression how they sound next to each other. So for this final bit, there's a world premiere on my channel. I'm using a Stratocaster for the first time, and it's in standard tuning. Well, almost dropped the. This guitar belonged to the father of a school friend of mine who we really had a School of Rock moment with when we were just teenagers in a punk band. So we were at his place, or my friend's place, his dad's place, just being teenage degenerates, when he kind of said, you guys need to listen to some real music, come on. So he threw us in his VW bus and drove to the nearest music store, and I think bought some Van Halen and I think some Led Zeppelin too. And on the way back in his VW bus, he cranked, I think, a best of Van Halen CD. And it was the first time I heard Eruption, and it just blew my brains out. And Hot for Teacher as well, which blew the brains out of our drummer. So yeah, he passed a few years, and I'm happy to have this Eric Johnson Stratocaster that belonged to him in my collection now, because quite frankly, without him, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So yeah, some soppy shit in between. Let's hear how it sounds. So yeah, it sounds different. I need to get used to that first. I need to dial the highs back a bit. Let's see what else we can do with this. It's different, but it's fun. So how do you like the Jensen Tornado Special Edition? Let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you excuse my little Strat experiment. I had a bit of fun there. Still need to get used to it, figure out how to dial an amp with a Strat. But yeah, we'll be using that in the future quite a bit. Check out the free IRs. Let me know what you think. If you want to support me, you can become a Patreon of mine and download a full IR pack for the speaker and every other speaker I've demoed so far. Buy something at Thomann. Use my affiliate links down below. This speaker I don't think is available at Thomann. Unfortunately, you can get it at Tube Amp Doctor. Those guys are awesome people too, so support Tube Amp Doctor as well. And I think that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!